Whenever I see someone with blue hair, I tend to offer them a free haircut. It could be because blue was my favorite color as a child, but it's probably because I know they'll let me give them a rad haircut. Fortunately, Tori said yes when I asked her that question. She wanted long layers and some cool bangs. I started with a small section in the middle of her bangs, and then took an even smaller section and cut that a little bit shorter. So that way there's just a few little shorter bits in the very middle. And then I used long strokes with my razor, rapidly increasing the length as I moved away from my initial guides, working in sections to keep my work clean. I finished up the bangs this way to keep those accent pieces as long as possible, and then I checked for balance, made a few touch-ups, and clipped it away to move on to the back of the head. I sectioned away these side panels in front of the ear because that's what I'm going to be using for my face framing layers. When sectioning off these corner panels on the back, you'll notice that one is bigger because I leave them off-center because this will make it easier to make my mohawk guide. I had to have her stand for the length because my chair is too tall, and she wanted to keep it really long, so we only did a little trim for the overall length. I find my guide, making sure to let enough hair fall out to keep a dense perimeter. I then crank her hair up high and cut my layers. I'm working out to either side in small sections with no over direction into the previous or the next section, and pulling each section to the same angle as my original guide. After doing both sides, I'll pull up some strands to check for balance. Make sure you're pulling them from the same spot on either side for accuracy. Since we are doing longer layers, we are not connecting the face framing layers to the bangs. Otherwise, this would end up being more like a shag or a shag mullet, and that was not what Tori wanted. For products, I sprayed in some detangler and then used some styling lotion from Kinra. I brushed the detangler all the way through and then worked the lotion in with my hands. And then I grabbed some creaseless clips and set the bangs where I want them to stay. I started on the bangs to get them mostly dry, and then they can air dry the rest of the way while I'm blow drying the rest of her hair. I rough dried her hair a little bit with no attachment to get most of the moisture out, so that way once I put my concentrator on and round brush, it won't take as long. And after I get the loose waves that I'm looking for, I grabbed my Kinra dry texture hairspray to help with volume as well as texture, and then I'm finishing it off with their Super Hold finishing spray. I like to spray some on my fingers and then piece out the bangs, so that way I'm not spraying hairspray all over my client's face. But with that, here is Tori before, and here she is after. Being a barber, I have a lot more experience with short hairstyles, so I'm really glad Tori came in so I could get some more practice with long hair. I am a haircutting specialist with a focus on alternative styles, so follow me for more videos like this one. I have 2 in-person look and learn hair classes coming up this month in Columbia, Missouri, and you can message me for more info. If you are still watching this far, thank you so much. Let me know what you think about Tori's hair in the comments. And I'll get out of your hair now. I really love this last shot. Okay, bye.